In a way, I'm done with all the Uncle Toms. I'm done with Jason Whitlock. I'm done with Candace Owens. I'm done with all the Uncle Tom token blacks. Like, you're not that smart. You're not even that conservative.
Okay, now I get it. They are in an emergency situation. The Black MAGAs are in an absolute emergency situation. Now I see where you're coming from, Officer Tatum. Now, we saw Dinesh D'Souza finally call out the racism when it affected him. Vivek Ramaswamy still in denial. So I wonder which way Byron Donalds will come out on this. Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. I am Reese Waters, and this is Racist of the Week, where we explore the stupidity and hypocrisy of discrimination in hopes we can build a more perfect union. And also laugh. As usual, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Racism. And of course, if you have any nominees, you can drop them in the comments. You can email me at admin@reesewaters.com. Hey, Winsome Sears, I'm speaking! What are you talking about now? How much losing can Byron Donalds do in one night? Everywhere he goes, he is followed with absolute failure. Florida doesn't want this. Wow. So you think Byron cost you to, Well, he did go to the Commanders game and then Jalen got hurt. So I might can co-sign you on that one. Now, I wonder what they do with all the photos of Black MAGAs they done thrown away. You know, all the Mark Robinsons and the Winsome Sears and, oh, there's you, Byron. Cocoon. The same losing fate that happened to Black maggot darlings Winsome Earl Sears in Virginia and Mark Robinson in North Carolina awaits Black maggot darling Byron Headpat Boy Donalds in Florida. Maggots love to see Black tokens simping for Donald Trump, but they aren't in any hurry to elect them to statewide offices. Okay, I do take one issue with what you said. How you gonna do all that and not have Herschel? You know what I mean? We can't ignore Herschel. He is work with police.
And you know what's so funny? I am work with many police officers.
Oh, so you meant statewide offices. Oh, okay. My bad. I stand corrected.
Oh my God.
Now, when we were last here, we were highlighting the Indian MAGA community finally opening their eyes to the racism they've been surrounded by for a decade. Let's see. Vivek Ramaswamy says happy Halloween in this post with his kids. And that's a whole lot of comments there versus the retweets. They celebrate Halloween in India. Why aren't they studying? Is assimilating with the pagan holidays the best strategy? You still haven't apologized for last Christmas when you said white Americans were unworthy of good jobs and that you wanted to replace us with 300 million Indians. I like your American costume. And here we have I don't know what this is supposed to be. An Indian truck? And landing with, I love these replies for you. Did you say America isn't racist? Love to see how MAGA treats their own. Vivek is experiencing a crash course in MAGA racism. I wonder if he still believes there are no racists in the Republican Party. And in that video, we finally saw Dinesh D'Souza get involved. And I guess, quite frankly, he had to once they posted that photo calling him Kash Patel. Hey, it's one group that knows what that feels like. It is, we've been there before.
First time.
Even Laura Loomer got involved to address the anti-Indian racism. Yes, that Laura Loomer. You know who else has brown Indian American kids, JD Vance? These people want to have a struggle session with JD to make him just as hateful as they are. They will never vote for him in 2028 because he has a brown wife. Those aren't my words. It's their words. Hopefully he speaks out soon. So, if Laura Loomer is going to open her mouth to call out anti-Indian racism with all the things that have come out of her mouth about black people, somebody had to say something. And somebody did. The wrong one. Our party has always stood for the Constitution, civil rights, free speech, freedom of religion, and limited government. We will never stand for the twisted ideologies of Marxism, totalitarianism, bigotry, and anti-Semitism. We will not stand idly by as our Jewish neighbors are demonized. Now, quick poll, what was the most outlandish aspect of that tweet? We can go multiple choice. We got too many options to even fit on a Scantron. Is it the mention of standing by the Constitution, where that's been challenged weekly, or civil rights, where they've eroded the civil rights movement, or free speech, where they've gone on multiple fronts to try and muzzle criticism? How about freedom of religion, where we're consistently hearing about this country being a Christian nation? Limited government. I believe it was just this week where Donald Trump threatened to withhold federal funds because he objected to a local election. But let's just focus on this. Anti-Semitism. So with everything that you have seen and heard over the course of this year, you decide you want to address anti-Semitism. Well, if it's one thing we learned from MAGA, it's not real until it actually affects them. We saw that with Dinesh D'Souza and Vivek when it comes to the racism from MAGA. So how about we bring it a little bit closer to the kitchen? Nick Fuentes. Good boy. Yeah, that was racist. Not just racist, but co-signed at the time of recording by 1,500 people. Byron Donalds, running for governor of Florida, condemns anti-Semitism. Nick Fuentes ratios him within 1 minute. If you don't see where this is heading, you just aren't paying attention. Well, it might be the fumes. It might be the fumes from the Beijing. They don't make it like it used to. That's why I ran on Jaylen Brown. They don't. It might be the fumes. I'm not sure, Byron, since you saw fit to address anti-Semitism, if you're familiar with Nick Fuentes' work, a rising star on your side of the aisle.
They're always coming up with, no, it's not the Jews. No, it's not women. No, it's not blacks. It's actually really complicated. No, it fucking isn't at all. Jews are running society. Women need to shut the fuck up. Blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part. And we would live in paradise. It's that simple. It's literally that simple.
That's right. Blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part. But you want to denounce the part about Jews running society. Now that response makes a whole lot of sense. It definitely makes a whole lot of sense. And it certainly does in light of what we've seen from you before.
Byron Donalds, Florida. Wow, that's nice to have you here. That's good. That one is smart. You have smart ones and you have some that aren't quite so good.
Donalds. McCarthy.
That one is smart. You have smart ones and you have some that aren't quite so good.
You know what look at my African American over here. Look at him.
Fight back, Byron Donalds. Yeah, they call themselves the Groypers. Byron Donalds paid $10,000 or 10 racks, as he would say, to a fake news outfit that called me a Groyper for saying I'd end the H-1B scam as Florida governor. He will attack anyone who fights against the great replacement of America workers. We won't be intimidated. H-1 Byron. I liked H-1 Byron. I did like H-1 Byron. He wouldn't say 10 racks. There is nothing about Byron Donalds that tells me that he would have said 10 racks. It is interesting though, what he chooses to object to and what he chooses not to object to. At a moment like this, when you're trying to understand the ideology of a black MAGA, you maybe consult another one.
So these dummies like Marjorie Taylor Greene paints this picture that everybody that's taking lobby money from AIPAC is controlled by AIPAC. So I went to the website. I forget the website. My wife knows the name of it. I look it up to see who get paid, right? Byron Donalds get money from AIPAC.
Did Officer Tatum just slide in to save himself about Byron Donalds taking money from AIPAC? Byron got 40 racks, as you would say. Byron got 40 racks. Is there no solidarity or integrity amongst black MAGAs? That's crazy.
In a way, I'm done with all the Uncle Toms. I'm done with Jason Whitlock. I'm done with Candace Owens. I'm done with all the Uncle Tom token blacks. Like, you're not that smart. You're not even that conservative.
Okay, now I get it. They are in an emergency situation. The black MAGAs are in an absolute emergency situation. Now I see where you're coming from, Officer Tatum. Now, we saw Dinesh D'Souza finally call out the racism when it affected him. Vivek Ramaswamy still in denial. So I wonder which way Byron Donalds will come out on this. I got some questions for you, Byron. What do you call, how about, let's start with a softball, the DEI label being thrown at your colleagues in Congress like Jasmine Crockett and Hakeem Jeffries? Anti-Semitism. How about the removal of Jackie Robinson and Harriet Tubman from historical records? Anti-Semitism. How about the Young Republicans chat? Anti-Semitism. Bringing in white South Africans in the midst of mass deportation. Anti-Semitism. The Haitians eating dogs and cats. Anti-Semitism. How about suppressing the Epstein files? Oh, that's protecting a pedophile. You almost got me. You almost got me. How about Tubi being owned by the same people that run Fox News and pump out anti-black propaganda? Okay, that's anti-black racism. You got me on that one. You got me. Okay, so we got one. How about we build on that? Because this isn't your first rodeo when it comes to the racism from MAGA. You remember that time where they challenged if you could read?
Level of success. That is a fact, and we should celebrate that. What about the white kids that don't have that opportunity? Actually, let's go into this. You have poor white kids, poor black kids, poor Spanish kids who are all starting at the bottom. They're all starting at the bottom for a myriad of reasons. All I'm saying is everybody in life rises and falls on merit, opportunity, chances, and yes, luck. Those are the ways. That's the way it works. It's always worked that way. But if you want to tell me that the country today is the same when my mother was going through high school, we fundamentally disagree. It is not the same America. It's not even close. It is not. It is not close.
Let's get back to Jack Phelps. Tonight's fight, Jack Phelps.
Have you read the book of my life?
Gotcha. All right.
Whoa, stop. Don't educate me about my life, sir. Don't do that. Don't, sir. Hold up. Please, hear me on this. I like how everybody's shouting at me, the black guy on the stage with a microphone in his hand saying, have you read this book, read this book? Don't marginalize my life and what I've done. Don't do that. Don't marginalize the life of other black people in this country who have done well. Don't do that. Don't marginalize theirs. Do you know how many black men in America today run private equity funds, run hedge funds, have done something marvelous? They may not agree with me politically, but they've done marvelous things. Don't legitimize what they've done. Don't delegitimize what they've done. Don't do that.
Here's Byron Donalds yelling at a crowd not to marginalize him because he's black. He's so marginalized, he went to a $60,000 a year private school. He has no leadership skills, no accomplishments in office, and can't take any pushback without playing the race card. Never Donalds. That's right. You took that and decided to attack other people. That's what you did. You know, just like Vivek Ramaswamy before you. Zohran Mamdani is a radical socialist of the worst kind. Under my leadership, Florida will continue to be safe, strong, free, unapologetically conservative, and will never tolerate anti-Semitism. If you flee New York for the state of Florida, do not bring your politics. Byron Donalds. Where are you from? Where are you from? You're from New York, right? Now, I got whole videos. I remember the fake Jamaican accent and everything. Lord have mercy. I remember all of that. So you're from New York and you're in Florida in politics. So you fixed your mouth to tell people not to come from New York and bring their politics. Is that a real thing that you said? And not only did you take your politics to Florida, you brought your politics on the Greyhound bus from Florida all the way up to DC.
In the event of a fire or emergency, shove everyone in your way. It's all about you, baby. Thank you for hating yourselves enough to choose Greyhound buses. We hope to see you very soon or in hell.
You remember trying to eliminate the same second chances for the kids of DC that you were able to take advantage of? Do you remember that? And Jasmine Crockett had to get you together. You remember that? Oh, I know you remember that.
Rather than prioritizing the safety of law-abiding and protecting the lives of innocent residents and visitors, district officials have actively facilitated dysfunction and chaos through their progressive soft-on-crime policies. Instead of addressing the clear epidemic of youth crime in the city, the DC City Council increased the age of youth offenders to individuals 24 years old and younger, meaning fully grown legal adults in the District of Columbia can receive sentences meant for children. This is simply insane.
Imagine being a young man born to Jamaican and Panamanian parents who messed up not once but twice. Imagine standing in front of a judge with your whole future hanging in the balance, and instead of prison, you are given a promise of mercy. Your record gets wiped clean. You get a second chance at life. Now imagine taking that promise and turning it into promotion. You go to college, you get a job, and even become a member of Congress. That's what redemption looks like. That's what America is supposed to be about. And that is exactly the story of the next wannabe governor from Florida. As a young man, he went through pretrial diversion for misdemeanor marijuana possession. As an adult, yet younger than 24, he was charged with and ultimately placed on probation for felony bribery charges, which ultimately were 2 expunged. He was given a third chance, and now he's the face of a bill that would not afford young people in Washington, D.C. the same opportunities afforded to him. Let me be real. If he had grown up under Donald Trump's America or under the very D.C. crime bill he's pushing today, he wouldn't be standing here as a member of Congress.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's right. That's right. And you didn't have not one thing. Oh, now you want to talk. Oh, now you want to. No, I'm going to finish my video. You're not going to sit here and filibuster your way out of this. I already know you're not consistent on that neither. This you?
Oh, no.
But how about now?
And because Senate Democrats would rather still go down this socialist line of spending too much money, which is going to decrease purchasing power for the American people. This is why I agree with President Trump calling for an end to the filibuster, because the filibuster does not promote debate in the Senate. What it does is it promotes obstruction in the Senate. Let's not even talk about the economy. Talk about the visas right now, HB1 visas. These are a scam on American workers. American workers have been displaced because of these HB1 visas. It needs to end. But are you going to get reforms to all the visa programs in the United States without being able to get it through the United States Senate? No, you will not. You need to be able to work with people who want to do the right thing on behalf of the American people. The Democrats have proven time and again they only want their radical agenda, and if they don't get their way, they're going to follow Chuck Schumer and just shut the government down. This is not working for the American people. That's why they're frustrated. They want costs down, they want opportunity, they want freedom, and you're not not getting that with arcane rules in the United States Senate that don't allow the Senate to work and represent the will of the American people.
That is fascinating. So just like your move from New York down to Florida to get in politics, or when you got in trouble as a youth, or the situation you find yourself in now in Congress, whenever things are affecting you, your principles magically change. I sense a theme here. Byron Donalds is an NYC snowbird who thinks you can make underground tunnels. He hasn't taken a position on anything in the state until DeSantis or Trump makes him feel safe to. He's not a leader or a Floridian or even a conservative. He's, as DeSantis put it, a listless vessel. I can tell you this, Byron. If you're not careful, they're going to pull that support. Yeah, they're really. We started with Winsome and Mark Robinson. You know, the photos that they use under the basement of that ballroom that Trump is building. We started with them, okay? If you're not careful, leak, Florida donors are meeting to discuss their candidate problem in the Florida governor's race. They all acknowledge that Rep. Byron Donalds, the twice arrested former BLM activist, was a far worse candidate than the ones who've just lost in Virginia and New Jersey. Bang. They called you a worse candidate than Freedom! Winsome Sears. They called you a worse candidate than Freedom Winsome Sears. That is what they did. Huh? Twice arrested. Yep, that was twice arrested. Yep. They went with all of them right there on you, Byron. Wow. I told you about this. This is not our first time here, Byron. Hey, this isn't the first time we have heard this from them.
More than half a dozen different camera angles and videos involving two separate arguments, both of them involving Collier County School Board candidate Kelly Lichter, who is suing Byron Donalds' wife. This video shows Donalds and his senior campaign advisor, Larry Wilcoxon, surrounding Kelly Lichter, who eventually tries to leave. But the congressman follows her and clearly appears angry over a lawsuit involving his wife.
Stop the lawsuits, Kelly. Stop that.
His aide and another man try to stop him before they discover they're being recorded. Now, I showed the video to Donald's staffer. We made multiple requests to speak to the congressman. He didn't make himself available. Instead, they sent an email that didn't answer any of my questions about the arguments. His Democratic challenger, Cindy Banyai, is talking.
Was that Byron Donalds just threatening a woman to a fight in a public place?
Then last Wednesday, this happened. Donald's campaign aide, Larry Wilcoxon, being restrained by a deputy and others after Lichter's husband, Nick, tells me he lunged at him during the Collier County Republican Executive Committee meeting, a room filled with fellow Republicans. During the Collier County Republican Executive Committee meeting, a room filled with fellow Republicans. Lichter saying, quote, "I am grateful to Sergeant DiPaolo and Collier County Sheriff's Office and the brave veterans at the VFW for protecting me." Donalds is seen stepping in to pull his aide away.
Okay, this is bad.
The congressman was supposed to hold a town hall meeting on Fort Myers Beach the same day. He canceled.
Fire him, Byron.
Again, Donald's refusing to comment. Banyai is.
I guess he really is the new face of the Republican Party, full of bullying behavior.
Do you think he should apologize for this?
I think that's the least that he owes the woman that he was intimidating and the people of Southwest Florida.
Now, I want to be clear. I gave Congressman Donalds every chance to respond to these videos, and he chose not to.
Now, by the way, if you happen to have watched that video in its entirety, Byron Donalds' aide is the kind of person that would say 10 racks. He no question, Byron Donalds' aide would have said 10 racks. You still got him around, Byron?
Daddy's back.
I don't know what to do with that. Honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea what you just did there. I don't. I'm as confused as trying to sort through real versus AI video at this point.
in the house, y'all, bringing truth like a true social rap shaker. What? Weathered all the storms, yeah. He's the bridge over troubled waters, yeah, yeah. The report. Hey, hey, hey. Where the real never ends. Woo. The report. Hey, where the real never ends.
No, I caught it. I know that's not real. That's not real. Cause it wasn't none of the black stuff running down his forehead. That's when it wasn't, you know what I mean? He stayed crisp the entire time. That's when I knew. That's exactly when. And he stayed on beat. And he stayed on beat. Y'all not slick. In fact, they are the opposite of slick, Byron. They are very clear in their intentions. They are very clear in their plan for this country. And they are certainly very clear in their plan for their party. Now, you can speak now way too late like Dinesh D'Souza, or you can wait until things get a whole lot worse like Vivek Ramaswamy. But regardless of which path you choose, pick me only ends one way. What was that?
Good boy.
Nick Fuentes wanted to know if he could touch your hair. Yeah. Well, I told him you probably would let him. Hey, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, and a very special shout out to my man Brian, who sent me this photo in his fresh Who Raised Y'all gear and said, just wanted to show you how I represent the Reese Waters community. I need Reese to add some sweaters to the merch store though. It's getting cold. And that is actually a fantastic idea, because if you know me at all, I yearn for the cold so I have an excuse to cover my front porch. See, spring and summer is fit people weather, and I have never been invited to that club.
I know, man. It hurt me too. Come here, man.
So good idea, Brian, and shout out to you for your support. Be on the lookout for more. We got Release the Files and Kamala Was Right gear that's hitting right about now.
Well, not yet. We need to install the plumbing. I'll go get the bathroom.
But another thing I would like to address, I've received lots of comments and emails from people that said we would love to support the channel, but we're furloughed right now, or we've been hit by some of the cuts to benefits, and times are a little bit tight. We were laid off, things like that. You being here and supporting the channel by virtue of attending the premieres, dropping a comment, sending kudos, a like, whatever you do is more than enough. You are seen at this particular time, and you are absolutely supported. Anybody that's been affected by the elimination of benefits or growing economic insecurity, you can support the channel and the content without being a paid member at all. Just watching the videos to the end past the outro helps in the algorithm. So does watching the ads all the way through. Also, liking and sharing posts and leaving those comments on your social media platforms also boosts engagement.
I can promise you, until you do right by me, everything you think about is gonna crumble.
Oh, that's right. Miss Ray can always use help. So if you're interested in volunteering to be a mod, you can send us a message at admin@reesewaters.com. Now, this is a channel where I value honesty and authenticity. And one of the things that I have communicated to you on several occasions is my heavy use of enhancements. I have been known to enter the enhancement game. That's why I be so tough on Byron. You know, that's why I be so tough on Byron, because every time I go down to CNN, ain't no more Beijing. You know what I mean? Ain't no, hey, you know what I mean? Just selfish. That'd be a MAGA. That definitely be a MAGA. So at this particular point in time, I would just like to acknowledge one of our own in Jaylen Brown, who unfortunately was exposed for all the world to see. And like in so many different instances in life, I can say, yea, but for the grace of God go I. That could have been me. That could have been me. You know, it had a completely different body and DNA and gene structure and was athletic and had discipline and all. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, if y'all were close enough to brush up against me, right, your shirt would be dirty. Your shirt would be, we can be honest. This is a safe space. So to my brother, Jaylen Brown, I just wanted to say, we support you and we love you. And if you have a +1 on that trip out to Turkey, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I clear the whole schedule. You know what I mean? I clear the whole thing.